So I found this job on Upwork where the client wants to build a Google Sheet automation for Amazon product images. Reading through this summary, you will discover that the client wants to paste a standard identification number into a Google Sheet. Then it will automatically populate with the product name, the product image, and a URL to the product page. I'm IYB, an AI automation developer who have built several automations for businesses. And in this video, I'll walk you through how I'll build something like this using n8n. Before we jump into n8n, I would love to break down this summary into a workflow. First things first, we'll need a Google Sheet trigger node. This will get the list of Amazon product identification number from the Google Sheet. Then we'll fetch the Amazon product identification number that we've not processed. Then we'll get the product details for that product. Then we'll update the sheet with the product image, name, and URL. Before we start building on anything, let's quickly get the standard identification number for this product. To get the standard identification number, you need to go to the URL, then copy this phrase that looks like this. Any phrase that starts with B, then 0, then any other phrase, it's the standard identification number. So it usually looks like this. So let's copy it. So let's paste it in our Google Sheet. Pasted. Now this is what would work with to generate the image, the name, and the URL for this particular product. So let's go to n8n. First things first, we need a Google Sheet trigger node. A Google Sheet trigger node. Role updated and added. That's the one we're choosing. And let's select the right credentials. Let's select the right documents, the right sheets. Solid. Now let's execute this workflow to get the data so that we can pin. So we got the standard identification number. So let's pin it. Solid. Then proceeding, we'll need to filter. We need to filter the status. So we'll only get the identification number that have not been processed, right? So that's done. Let's execute that. Done. The next thing is to loop. In case we have more than one standard identification number, it would loop and finish the rest. So loop, let's delete this. Let's delete this. So loop. Then we'll need to make an HTTP request to Apify. So this is the scraper we'll be using to get the product name, the image, and the rest from Amazon. So this is the scraper we'll be using. So let's paste the HTTP request node. So what I did here is just added the URL to the actor, which ID is this, right? Then I added my credentials for Apify and also added the body to get the product details. So let's quickly run through this. Let's loop, then run through it. As you can see, we got the product details. So let's update the Google Sheets. So let's go to Google Sheets, update role in Sheets. So select the ASIN sheet. Then select sheet 1. Then it will fetch the colons. The colons are the let's match the colons to ASIN. So the ASIN, the standard identification number, I've already shortened it to ASIN. So let's add it here. Then the image, I would have to do a little bit of tweak to the image. Let's leave that for now. The name would be the title, right? And the URL will be this. Sorry. The URL will be this. The status should be processed or done. Let's use done. Done. We have a list of images here. We only need one. Let's take this one. Now, if we run through this automation now, it should give us just the link to the product image, right? So let's execute so that I can see what I'm talking about. So executed, right? As you can see. So let's go to the sheets. As you can see, it's only gave us the URL to the image, not the image. We want the image to be displayed here. So let's go back to n8n and update that. And before we do that, let's quickly pin this so that it won't keep running. Since we've pinned that data, now let's edit this guy. So once you use this particular command, image, right, and we need to convert this to a string. So let's convert it to JSON string. Let's run this update again and see what it does. Solid. So let's go to the Google Sheet and see what happens. As you can see, the image is now displayed here. Right, the URL to the product is also here and it's done. So let's paste 3 or 4 product identification number here. Amazon identification number so here, so I can see what happens. So let's paste it. Now we've added these identification numbers. Let's run the workflow once again. Let's unpin this data and make sure we are looping. So once it's done, it will loop around to complete the rest. So let's unpin this guy and execute. So as you can see, it got 4 items, but it's filtered for only 3. Right. Now it's looping around. Once this is done, it will update the Google Sheet, then proceed to the second one, and so on and so forth. As you can see, it's done with the first one. It has updated the sheet. Let's check the sheet. As you can see, it has updated the sheet. Now it's going through the second one. It's updated everything. So this is how I'll build this particular product request for this client. And this is exactly what the client wants. The link to this automation will be in the description. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. See you when we see.